Enzo Maresca and Chelsea Football Club basically say trust the process. Enzo Maresca speaks out against the protest and he gives his 2 cents. Furthermore, Cole Palmer takes to Instagram and basically tells everyone be calm, and fans are absolutely fuming with this message. I really don't understand why. We've got an update on Jorgensen because Enzo Maresca told him, I double dare you to kick the ball long, basically. It is absolutely amazing how the fans have one perspective, the manager has another perspective, and the fans want to tell the manager how the team should play. Stop it. And finally, we need to be more optimistic. Enzo Maresca comes out and gives us the plan regarding from now till the end of the season, what he thinks his #1 goals are, and you're all gonna like this one. But before we get started, I need you lot to hit the like button. 1,000 likes tells YouTube that you lot actually enjoy watching this. Show it to more people. Number 2, if you're new to the channel, best way to support it, subscribe. I give you daily content and I tell it how it is, at least from my perspective. And finally, in the comments below, are you worried about Cole Palmer? Do you think Cole Palmer's going to bounce back? This is just a bad run? Or do you think this is his level, where he's just going to be super inconsistent in the last 18 months? We're out of this world and we might not see that Palmer again. But let's get started. First of all, before the game yesterday against Southampton, there was a protest. And during this protest, a lot of different messages were sent around. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like I said, I don't believe there should have been a protest. People believe there should be. Feel free to go protest. But the one message I saw from this protest that I was like, I agree with that message, is this guy over here. Firstly, if you watch my channel, broski, most probably don't, I respect you more than you believe. Because that message for me is clear as day. Win trophies or do one, I like it because we're not Arsenal. We're not going to celebrate just making top 4. In the summer, we are going to know whether the club is on the right track or not. Because if we make top 4 and they don't strengthen the first team, trust me, I will be the first one to hold them accountable. However, at this moment in time, we're on track to achieve the goals that we wanted. Hence my stance, what are we protesting about? But each to their own. Enzo Maresca came out and had his say. And he said, look, I didn't know about the protest. I didn't pay attention to it because I had to focus onto the game. However, we shouldn't be protesting because the club's going in the right direction. The fans need to trust them. Firstly, I think this is a very good message. We need to distinguish 2 different entities, in my opinion. The team and the manager, the board and the directors. If you're angry with the players that are coming into the club, that's the board and the owners that you need to be annoyed at, not the players. We need to support the players. I saw a lot of messages yesterday where people are negative. Oh, it's only Southampton. Oh, these players aren't good enough. Why are they so happy? Why shouldn't they be happy? They're professional footballers that won a game in the Premier League. They should be happy. And more importantly, you're a fan just like me. And as fans, we are meant to support the players that wear our jerseys on that pitch. And if you don't support them, what is the point of being a fan these days? Genuinely, someone explain to me, what is the point of being a fan if you're not going to enjoy the good times because you're always worrying about the bad times that are going to come around? My personal opinion, let that ponder on your head. So after the game, players take onto Instagram. And you know how it is, right? Most players pop off, give you a generic message. And Cole Palmer clearly wanted to be a cheeky chappy with a little joke, right? And he said, look, great 3 points, basically something along the lines, don't worry, I'll be back. Certain people took it as, oh my God, we win 4-0 and all he cares about is his number. Are we really going to be that disingenuous? It's a joke. Like genuinely, in 2025, you can't make a joke apparently. Look, he understands how much pressure he's under. He has set certain standards that people want him to reach. I myself hold him to that top class standard now. I want him to consistently be a world-class player. I want him to consistently put up crazy numbers. And if we're in the Champions League next year and we're doing really well and we're competing for the league, I want him to go and win the big trophies. I want him to go and win individual awards. It's what we had with Hazard, right? And I want him to reach those levels because that is the standard at Chelsea Football Club. And he's trying to maintain it. And he's coming out and saying, don't worry, I will be back. And Enzo Maresca came out perfectly. He said, look, Cole needs to understand that he is at such a standard in the last 18 months, at the last season and this season. Sometimes you're going to go through bad runs. You are going to go through bad runs. World-class players always go through these runs. And you need to understand that you need to stay calm, you need to stay humble, and you need to be motivated. And he goes, and that's exactly what Cole's doing. He's just going through a bad patch. For me, he's too good of a player to be defined by these misses. Guys, watch yesterday's game. On another day, he gets you 3 goals. He had 3 clear-cut opportunities with 2 semi-opportunities where he was forcing it at the end. Trust me on this one. Once he starts scoring, it's going to be like a tsunami, like an avalanche of goals. They're going to come back in full flow. And hopefully the same happens when Jackson returns. But the fans that are upset at Cole Palmer, calling him arrogant, calling him out, saying he's selfish. Please remember who this guy is for this team. Like, he is the face of the team. All the pressure's on him. When we do poorly and drop points, he's the first one you call out because he's the face and the standing bearer for the team. I think people are being very disingenuous in their analysis of him. This next message made me laugh, and it's very, very cheeky because yesterday in my match review, at the end of the video, I'll have a tag where you guys can go watch it, or it's in a pinned comment down there if you want to go check it out. I spoke about one thing in a lot of detail. It really frustrated me how the home fans didn't support the team. And people are going to say, what do you mean they didn't support the team? They paid their money, they're entitled to give their opinion. Listen, you're entitled to boo when the team's playing badly. When the team's playing well, I don't think you as a supporter, as a fan, should be there groaning and not helping the team out. 20 minutes into the game, Jorgensen's got the ball, everyone's moaning, everyone's groaning. For me, what are you moaning and groaning about? We are executing the plan that the manager set. If you don't like it, don't go to the games. It's as simple as that, and that's my personal opinion. If you don't like the way Chelsea play, if you don't agree with the way Chelsea operates, you don't need to be there, bro. Like, you're choosing to be there. That's my personal opinion. What did Maresca say at the end of the game? Maresca came out and said it perfectly. He said, look, I told Jorgensen, if you kick the ball long, I will change you. And for me, this is exactly what I want from my manager. Is he stubborn? Yeah. Is this the way I would want to play football? No, not really. I prefer a little bit more control, but with a more explosion. I think sometimes we have too much control. I think we're trying to do the perfect game. And yes, it's frustrating. However, I don't mind the occasional kick the ball long. He does. It's his team. It's his vision that they're trying to execute. When we win, he'll get the praise. When we lose, he'll get the stick. And what I don't like is when people fail, and people fail doing it other people's ways. Don't do that. Don't be that person. So for me, when he says, I told you, Jorgensen, if you kick the ball long, I will sub you, good man. Because Philippe Jorgensen grew in confidence. He knows his manager backs him. He knows his defenders back him. And guess what? He doesn't care if the fans are moaning, because the minute we started scoring goals, fans didn't care, they didn't moan, they went silent. And for me, those fans need to have a hard look at themselves, in my personal opinion, because what you need to do, right, is ask yourself the question, am I moaning because things are bad, or am I moaning because I just don't like the style of play? Because that's two different things. When things are bad, it's easy to moan and nitpick. If you don't like it, you just need to accept it in this situation with the style of play. You're not the manager. The manager is Enzo Maresca, and we will religiously be doing this. Sadly, that is what's going to happen. The overall message, in my opinion, that came out of this from yesterday's win was from Enzo Maresca. We're in the worst part of our season. We're in the top 4 and we're 1 point off third. And when you word it like that, it is absolutely crazy. And that is putting it in a very positive light. Because at the same time, if Newcastle and Manchester City win today, results don't go in our favour, we could be back to 6th. However, at the same time, we are in a good predicament where if results go in our favour, we beat Leicester, we could eventually end up at 3rd position. And everyone's going to be happy. Everyone's going to be cheerful. Everyone's going to be joyous. However, Enzo Maresca made it very clear what the standard is for the rest of the week. He said, we've got a Conference League game and in 2 days we've got Leicester. We need to make sure we are ready for Leicester. He wants Champions League football, and he said we need to bring this club back to where it is, Champions League football. However, I don't want the excuse of, oh, we focused on Premier League, so we didn't care about the Conference League. I want both. I want to complete the set. I want to win the Europa League, the Champions League, and the Conference League. We're in it. We have to win it. We did it with the Europa League. We were in it twice. We won it twice. I do not want Chelsea Football Club to be another joke. Oh, you couldn't even win the Conference League. West Ham won it. No. We entered it. We dominated it so far. Copenhagen, I don't care if they played in the Champions League last year and absolutely cooked Manchester United. I demand that we step up. Yes, use Tyreek George. Yes, use other players. But we must develop ourselves into a culture of winning. Winning the first trophy with these players will be integral to any success that we have coming forward. We must go there and we must win that first leg, or at least not lose. Put ourselves in a position where it's a good result taken back to Stamford Bridge. In knockout football, all that matters is you're through into the next round. In this case, this is going to be the toughest game till the final. We need to make sure we get past Copenhagen. And another thing, fans are giving a lot of stick to players like Neto and Colwell for their celebrations. I think they're entitled to celebrate the way they celebrate, because what I don't like is I come on here, I talk about players, I critique their game. Some fans don't critique players' games, they make it personal. They say Colwell needs to be dropped for 6 months. He can't play another game for 6 months. He needs to sit on the bench. Neto isn't a footballer. Neto is just Sonic the Hedgehog that just runs around, doesn't know what he's doing. They're rude to Nicholas Jackson. They're rude and personal. It's never critical about the game or analysing the actual game. It's over the top. These players hear this. I've told you before. They watch and listen to more than you believe. Some of them might even be listening to this channel right now. And the reality is, we need to be honest and transparent. How would we retaliate? How would we react if we were consistently hearing all the negativity but never getting praise? Yesterday was a 4-0 victory and people are still running an agenda. Oh, Neto's only got 3 goals in the Premier League this year. What is he so happy about? Oh, Levi Colwell scored 1 goal and we've kept our 5th clean sheet. What is he so happy about? Why are they so over the top? Listen. Stop policing how people celebrate their successes in life. This is their career. They're allowed to celebrate exactly how they want. It is what it is. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, let's get another 50 subscribers on this video. In the pinned comment is the match reactions from yesterday. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Up to Chelsea. We're 4th place. Happy days. Let's catch up with 3rd. Let's go.